What's going on, everybody? My name is Justice. I'm with my guy.
Yo, it's poppin', it's Tyaire.
And you're watching the Silky Boys podcast, the Wavies podcast out right now for your sports news and what's going on in the culture right now. Right off the bat, this isn't going to be one of our typical episodes. Considering what's going on right now with George Floyd and just the corruption, racism, and bigotry that's going on in the States right now. I didn't want to have this conversation. I truly didn't. But at some point, like, we had to have a conversation. And it's like, we realized, like, our platform is small, but the conversation is still needed. And so, right off the bat, we had to give a moment of silence for those that had passed due to police brutality, due to corruption, due to racism, bigotry. So I just want to bow our heads real quick. And with that being said, Tyaire, bro, I know you feel this a lot more than I do, so I'm just let you have it.
First off, before anything, I'm a black man. Before that, I'm a human being. So off the rip, I'm not okay. What I saw on video Tuesday was a man executed, straight out, plain flat, no sugarcoating, no police terms, no nothing. He was executed. It was point blank murder. And that is just what's been going on in this country for the past 600 years. Like you said, we have a small platform, but me being me, I wouldn't feel right coming onto this platform just to talk some sports today and talk some music. I feel disservice to myself, disservice to my family, and disservice to my people as a whole if I don't come in here and talk about what's going on in this country right now. So like you said, first and foremost, I wanted to say rest in peace to George Floyd. We will never let your name forgotten. Secondly, I just want to talk about, I want to start on privilege. That's why I wore this shirt today. Racism is a problem in our country. Yes, we know that. But white privilege is an even bigger problem in this country. White people, I'm not saying all white people are bad, but if you are sitting back right now and you're not saying nothing and you just being quiet and you just being comfortable in your privilege, or you saying you feel uncomfortable speaking out, let me tell you something. Black people have felt uncomfortable every day of their life living in America. Hispanic and minorities feel uncomfortable every day living in America. So if you feel uncomfortable speaking out and posting something in support, that's not acceptable. That's not okay. George Floyd was a human first. Before a black man, he was a human. He bled just like you bleed, just like I bleed. I am Trayvon Martin. George Floyd is my father. Philando Castile is my brother. Sandra Bland is my mother. Tamir Rice is my little brother. Ahmaud Arbery is my neighbor. Like, I can't feel a disconnection. I'm human at the end of the day. So if you're saying, oh, that's not my problem, I shouldn't speak on that, are you not human? This is not a race thing. This is not a politics thing. This is right or wrong, black or right, black or white. There's no in between here. So first, I just want to say, make sure you're on the right side of history right now. Because years on the line, your grandkids are going to ask you why you didn't speak up. Why you didn't say anything about that? That's what I want to say real quick, bro. What's your feelings on this?
When I first saw on my feed, honestly, I was numb to it because I already seen it before. We literally saw this less than 2 months ago. And for me I had to take a step back and say to myself, like, look, this is not okay. The fact that I'm not surprised by this, I'm not shocked at the images that have come out. I'm not even surprised at this situation anymore. That's a problem. That is a real life problem. The fact that this has been going on. Racism has been going on, like I said, for centuries, bro. For centuries in this country. The fact that we're still dealing with it and we're still trying to figure out a way, like, just to handle it, it's frustrating. It's a lot of things, bro. And honestly, for me personally, it's just like I feel so many things. It's to the point where I'm at a loss for words, and I just have so many thoughts of like, okay, like what do we do? But that's the one question I feel like we always ask ourselves. But it seems like over the course of for however long, not much gets done. Not much really gets done. So for me personally, it's like, where do we go from here? You know what I mean? And like, it's just really unsettling. I'll say.
At this point, honestly, I feel like the system must go down. Like, I feel like we've been trying to be like, don't knock me for hate speech or nothing, but we've been trying to be peaceful for 100 years. Martin Luther King preached peace, and y'all blew his brains out. So I don't really know what y'all want us to do. But when we protest, it's a problem. When we loot, we're not even looting. We have video of a white man, a white cop in the same police force starting a riot, but we're the problem. The media will highlight that black people are looting more than the fact why we are looting. They talking about more that people are breaking into buildings more than the fact that a man killed a man on camera, knee to the neck for 7 minutes plus. They criticize Colin Kaepernick for taking a knee, a peaceful knee, trying to alert the world to what is happening right now. He lost his job. President of the United States came out and called him a son of a bitch for kneeling to an anthem. But yet a white man has his knee on the back of a black man's neck for 8 minutes plus, saying, I can't breathe, I want my mother. And it took him 4 days to get arrested. It took him for buildings to be blown up, cars to be exploded for him to get arrested. It took for the whole world to see a video of Ahmaud Arbery get his guts blown out by a shotgun. For two devils to get arrested. And they want to tell me, oh, trust the system and trust justice. Justice is not designed for people like me and you. Where's the justice when there's little Hispanic kids at the border locked down in cages right now? But that's not getting talked about because, oh, COVID. But last month we had white people complaining about being locked in their house and can't get a haircut. Where's the justice then? I don't understand what are we talking about? Oh, trust the system. The system doesn't work for me. Oh, black man was sitting on his couch watching TV eating ice cream, was killed, murdered. The lady got 10 years in prison. Justice, I'll tell you right now, if I walk into a white person's house on accident, shoot a white person while they're watching TV, I promise you I won't see the day of light. I promise you I won't ever see another day on this earth outside of a cage. Tamir Rice was on a playground with a toy gun. A toy gun. 12 years old and was murdered. You got people at the Capitol last month with AK-47s, MS-15s saying, oh, I need a haircut. They went home that night. They didn't get killed. They didn't get shot up. That was a peaceful protest. What's peaceful about bringing guns to a building? What's peaceful about that? I bet you if the same people that's rioting right now had guns walking up to a Capitol building, it would be murder. It'd be blood in the streets. So I'm tired of hearing people say, oh, it's the same. It's not the same. And for you to keep saying to me that it's the same, that you haven't checked your privilege at the door. Because it's not the same. What you go through and what black people and what minority Hispanic people go through in this country is not the same. The justice system that y'all proclaim that sent 5 teenage boys back in the 90s to jail for a crime they didn't commit, while our current president, paid upwards of $10 million for a New York Times ad calling for the execution of 5 black and Hispanic boys in the Central Park 5 for a crime they didn't commit. Even after they were acquitted of the crime, they were exonerated of the crime, the president of the United States still said, oh, it's something more we don't know there. I'm not taking back what I said. But the terrorists in Charlottesville a couple years back who actually killed somebody in their protest, actually murdered somebody in their protest, were good people. But the people in the streets right now are thugs because they fighting for somebody who was killed at the hands of police, unarmed, for a forced check. Let me ask you a question. Does a forced check warrant death, Justice? Does a fake $20 bill warrant death?
No, bro.
Does selling loose cigarettes warrant death?
Nah, bro.
So what are they talking about? Wait for justice. What is justice showing me? That I could get killed for nothing, and the person who killed me could walk away, and they want to tell me about justice. Like, I saw a video by Denzel Washington. It basically explains what is going on right now. It said, if the wolf keeps attacking the sheep eventually is going to stop and fight back. Just as if I punch you 2 times in the face, eventually the 3rd time I raise my hand, you're going to stop me. If black people keep seeing their people killed, eventually they're gonna rise up and stop. And that's what we got right now. And the powers that be, they better control it, because it's gonna get ugly if they don't get it right. Because we had enough. I had enough. I'm tired of sitting back watching people who look like me killed. I want to have kids one day. I want my kids to grow up free one day. I don't want my kids have to worry about, oh, look around your back, it's a cop right there. I want to have grandkids one day. My grandparents fought back in the 70s and the 60s for me. Why am I still going through the same stuff? Why will my kids have to still go through the same stuff 30 years from now? It's a problem that needs to be addressed now, immediately. I don't care about COVID. Racism is the problem that's killing my people right now. Focus on that. Don't tell me about nothing else. Focus on that, please.
At the end of the day, we're dealing with human life. And it's like, if you claim to love if you claim to love this country, if you claim to love every single person or whatever, you know, you're always trying to spread love and positivity, this is something that you have to speak out on, that you have to speak out for and against. Like you said, action now has to be taken, and we're already seeing that this past week. And we're going to see it probably for the next month. And probably, I would hope we would still see action throughout this entire year until something actually gets done about it. You know what I mean? I think, you know, in the era that we're in, we're a bunch of just internet warriors. You know, bro, it's so easy to say something on Twitter, to make a post on IG, but to actually go out there and do something, now that means more than anything in the world right now. I think just in the current state that we're in, and just looking back on everything that I'm seeing on the timeline, it's just, that thought has always just come back to me. It's just, action is going to be taken, and I hope that once it does, it just continues and just strengthens. That way we can, at the end of this, we can be in a better position, where, to the point where you and I, we can go outside and we don't have to worry about that cop at the corner looking at us. Like, at the end of the day, like, that's all we want. We all want to be able to leave our house and know that, okay, we have the ability to come back safe and sound. We have the ability to go back and sleep in our beds safely at night. We don't have to worry about our kids getting into something with a cop, or someone who thinks they have a badge and a gun, but they're not a part of law enforcement, or even if they're in law enforcement. You know, like, again, there are just so many layers to this thing, and my mind is kind of just jumbled with all of it. It's just hard, honestly. It's hard. That's why it's hard for me to speak about it, just because I'm not all the way there yet, you know?
I understand you. And like you said, right now is a call to action. And like I said, it's not just a call to action for Black people. This is not a Black-white thing. This is not a Black person problem. This is a human problem. Like, if you can come into our culture, enjoy our music, praise our athletes, and be entertained by us, but when it's time for y'all to speak up for us, because they don't hear us. They don't hear us at all. There's a quote by Benjamin Franklin that is perfect for me to share right now. He said exactly this. Let me pull it up. Justice will not be served until those who are unaffected are as outraged as those who are. So my call out to my white friends, people that I know, help, speak up. If you see your uncle talking down on this situation at a dinner table, check him. Eliminate that. It's not right. If you see your mother laughing at a post about this, check them now. Don't let this go on. Don't let your little cousin think it's okay to do this, because racism is passed down. My little godbrother is white, Eric. He is around black people every day of his life. There's not 1 inch of racism in his bone. That's how I know this is a taught disease. Because you're not born hating another person. You get taught that from what you see around you, what you hear at a dinner table, what you hear when you see a black quarterback kneeling for a flag, what you hear your uncle say to him. Oh, stand up for this country. You're doing wrong. You can see how they flip narratives. Cap told you what it was when he was protesting. He told you what it was. He never said it was against the flag. It was against the troops. You know who said that? The white people who didn't want what he was trying to say, get out. They made it about the troops. They made it about the flag. They made it about the anthem. But now we gotta rewrite our story. That's why I'm glad we got a podcast. Because we could tell our story. We could get out what we want to say. Like you said, it's a small platform, but I wouldn't have feel right coming on here just to talk sports. It's not a day just to talk sports and music. It's time to get to the business. Because at a certain point, it has to stop. And we can't just keep allowing minority men, black men, Hispanic men killed for nothing. More than a guy with a badge who thinks he's tough. But if you take that badge off and see me outside, it's a different story. That's why I love Tupac. Tupac shot 2 unarmed off-duty police officers for harassing a black man. That's why I love Tupac. He didn't sit back and watch as somebody choked the man on camera, let them die. I promise you, if I was there, that man would not have died. I promise you. If there's 7 people and there's 4 cops, we better rush them cops. I'd rather take a charge than let that man die today. Honestly. That's where I'm at right now. If I see a black man on the street get his head bashed in by a police officer, I'm not about to stand there and pull my phone out and record. I'm about to get that police officer off that black man. At this point, if the police is not policing themselves, we got to police ourselves. That's why the Black Panther Party existed, to protect their people from the police. That's why they armed themselves, not to start a war, but so they protect it when the time comes that needs to be protected. Like, it's bigger than this. It's safety. It's bigger than black or white, Republican and Democrats. The whole Minnesota government is Democrats. So I don't really want to hear about, oh, black people are, no, it's right or wrong. Amy Cooper, the lady who bugged out in Central Park saying, oh, a black man is trying to kill me. A black man is here. She was a Democrat who voted for Hillary Clinton. So we might think that, oh, it's the red wearing MAGA supporters that are against. No, it's the same Democratic white lady who lives in New York City that will weaponize the police to kill a black man. Because that's what that was. What happened to George Floyd is what she wanted to happen to that man in that park that day. So we got to be aware that it's just not, it's not the MAGA hat wearing people that we might think that it is. It's the same other Democrats that's there too. And if they think, oh, I voted for Obama, I'm not racist. No, it's more than voting. It's actually putting that action, like you said. It's putting your foot to the pavement, talking to who you need to talk to. That's why voting is important. That's why local elections are important. Because the same DA that's taken months to arrest the 3 other police officers who were accomplices to murder, the same DA that handed down a 3rd-degree murder charge to a man that had his knee on the back of a man's neck for 8 minutes. Do you know what 3rd-degree murder is? That's me and you walking down those steps by Kessel, and I accidentally push you. You fall down the stairs, bump your head, and die. That's 3rd-degree murder. Did that video look like 3rd-degree murder to you?
Nah, bro. Like you can't justify it, bro. And that's what pisses me off the most. You can't justify the shit. You cannot, bro. You can say, like, bro, you can say, oh, this is what they're supposed to do or whatever. It's in, like, their fucking training. Like, no, it's fucking not. When is it ever okay to put a knee on the back of somebody's neck while they're being detained? And they're, like you said, they're crying out. They're saying, I can't breathe. Calling out for their mother. Are you kidding me? Like, there's no way in hell that should be justifiable. There's no way in hell, like, it boggles my mind. It just boggles my mind that people would actually go out and defend this. And another part of this conversation that we're having too is the ignorance factor. Because once ago with that lady in Central Park, I read a headline. She said, "Oh, I'm not racist. I was just terrified." What are you terrified of? What are you really terrified of? You're terrified because you're ignorant.
He told you to put your dog on a leash. The rules in the park. What are you terrified?
That's all he did. He wasn't threatening you in any type of capacity at all. He just said, "Look, put your leash on a dog. Obey the park rules." That is it. He's being a law-abiding citizen, and yet she want to call 911 and weaponize that racism against him.
Meanwhile, she killing her own dog, choking her own dog up,
choking her own dog out. I feel so bad for that dog, bro. It gets to me, bro. Just
it will get to any human being, bro. I'm glad I'm seeing like this. It's supposed to get to you. This is life. Like you're not just supposed to sit there and be somber during this. You supposed to feel this. So feel what you feeling, because that's what we supposed to feel. You should never be okay seeing a black man killed on camera. You should never be okay seeing somebody have their knee on the back of their neck for 8 minutes while you handcuffed. Where's the threat? I am handcuffed. Where is my threat to you, sir? There's 3 other people on me. What threat am I to you? Explain it to me. That's why I don't understand the justification. That's why I don't understand why it takes 5 years for somebody to get arrested. That's why I say it's nothing going to happen until this system is broken. The police force was created to catch runaway slaves back in the day. The system is not there for us. It's there to protect them. People saying the system is broke. The system is running fine. The system is running like the triangle offense of the Bulls and the Lakers. The police, they locking us up. The government, they making laws so that black and brown minority people stay under, passing strict policing laws, stop and frisk laws, and then the judge is sending us away for 10 years to make the money for the jails. It's the same thing. It's new slavery. If y'all want to get educated, watch the 13 documentary on Netflix. It will tell you the prison system is the new slavery. That's why you see people like Meek Mill get sent to jail for popping a wheelie for 2 to 4 years, because it's probation. The probation system is meant to keep you in jail for your life. Once they get you, they want to keep you. You can commit a minute crime. You break your probation, they can send you back to jail for no matter what time. There's no reason why Meek Mill should have got 2 to 4 years for popping a wheelie. And at the same extent, a young white man named Brock something raped a girl behind a trash can and got 4 months in jail. There's no reason that should happen. But like I said, this is the culture of where we at. American culture is been looting. Like I saw Tamika Mallory on her video last night. They taught us looting. Y'all looted from the Native Americans. Y'all looted from the Mexicans. Y'all stole their land. And then y'all said,
but we don't ever want to talk about that. Nah, we don't want to talk about that. Nah.
Yeah. But let's build a wall.
Face, bro.
How y'all gonna steal their land and just say, let's build a wall? Trump said, I'm gonna build a wall and let Mexico pay for it. How does that sound to you? That literally sounds insane. Like, America, they're like, the problem with America is one-sided. White people don't see what doesn't affect them. Like, the country was started off of protests. What was the Boston Tea Party? Was that peaceful? Was that peaceful? No. They threw a bunch of tea off a boat and said, nah, we not going nowhere. It was nothing peaceful about that. What was peaceful about y'all bringing slaves in here on boats to work for y'all? What was peaceful about that? What was peaceful about y'all raping them same slaves at y'all plantation? What was peaceful about that? What was peaceful about 200 years after slavery was over, y'all y'all just remixed it, put a new hairstyle on it, call it segregation? What was peaceful about that? Y'all love to put a Martin Luther King quote up. Y'all love to quote Martin Luther King. White people's favorite response is to looters, to rioters, is, oh, Martin Luther King didn't want this. Martin Luther King wouldn't want this. His legacy wasn't this. Y'all post that like Martin Luther King got to live to 89 and passed away at natural causes around his family. Like the government didn't have his brains blown out on camera for every black person that looked up him to see. Like every black leader that ever spoke up for us hasn't been murdered on camera for us to see, for our hope to be shot down. Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, Tupac Shakur, anybody, what decade you want to name? It's just a nonstop cycle to keep us down, and enough is enough. Now is the call to action. If you feel how my brother Justice is feeling, you upset, you can't explain it, you can't talk, use that feeling and speak up. Go to your local law officials, vote. Take this feeling that y'all feeling in November and get Trump out of there. That's what I want to say to y'all. Because obviously, Trump is not for us. Trump is not Republican or Democrat. He's racist. And if y'all can't see that, it's clear as day. I don't want to hear, oh, it's not politics with Trump. His goal is to spew hate. It's clear as day. You can see it, clear as a month apart. He's calling people protesting for a haircut with guns and AK-47s good people. And he's calling people who are protesting for the death of an unarmed black man thugs. If y'all can't see what's going on clear as day, then I don't know what to say to y'all.
Like you said, it goes back, it's a matter of right and wrong. And you said it earlier, be on the right side of history. And to quote Spike Lee, one of his best movies, do the right thing. Right. Like, simple as that. Just do something about it. One voice can truly make an impact. And honestly, even though I am frustrated about what's going on, I am hopeful because of what I've seen and the response I've seen just all across from just everybody, celebrities, this new generation, bro. And like whatever, like 2020 is going to be a year for all of us to remember. But I am hopeful now for this new generation, what this is ultimately going to lead to. And I'm hoping that it gets to a better spot than where we are. Like in 20 years, I want to be in a better position. You know, I want my family to be in a better position in terms of civil rights. And again, being able to go outside and not have to worry about possibly not coming home.
Yeah, and I think this is a perfect time to end it. I just want to play this song that has been floating around Instagram. It's this young black kid named Keydron Bryant. It's a beautiful song that he wrote. I'm going to play it as we close out. I'm a young black man, doing all that I can to stand. Oh, but when I look around and I see what's being done to my kind, every day I'm being hard to this prey. My people don't want no trouble. We've had enough struggle. I just wanna live. God protect me. I just wanna live. I just wanna live. Thank y'all, man.
Mm-hmm. With that being said, this has been Silky Boys Podcast. We appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this. Honestly, just share this. For real. As many voices we can get out there, the better for change, honestly. And we'll catch y'all next week.
Yeah, I'm just going to end it like this. Rest in peace, George Floyd. Rest in peace, Breonna Taylor. Rest in peace, Ahmaud Arbery. Rest in peace, Tamir Rice. Rest in peace, Trayvon Martin. Rest in peace, Oscar Grant. Rest in peace, Eric Gardner. Rest in peace, Philando Castile. Rest in peace, Sandra Bland. Rest in peace, Walter Scott. And rest in peace, everybody else that has been a victim to police brutality.